Hello everyone, we are at World Hydrogen Week here in Copenhagen, organized by World Hydrogen Leaders, now part of S&P Global Commodity Insights. My name is Anastasia Pantazopoulou. I am a hydrogen analyst within Commodity Insights, and I have the great pleasure today to speak to Stan Zurkiewicz from DEKRA. How are you?
Pleasure to be here.
As a testing, inspection, and certification company, what role do you play in development of clean hydrogen ecosystem?
So DEKRA is one of the world's largest testing, inspection, and certification organizations. We employ about 50,000 experts across 60 different countries. Our mission is to make the world safer, more secure, and more sustainable. And our services extend from inspecting nuclear power plants through homologation of hydrogen trucks, all the way to helping space agencies implement safety leadership and safety culture. We've been working with the safety of hydrogen for over, I would say, 4 decades. And as CEO of DEKRA, I believe that hydrogen will be absolutely critical to the energy transition. However, in order to unleash its full potential, we have to address some of the risks which are currently hindering the deployment of private capital investment into hydrogen economy. So this is what we do. I mean, we provide risk management across the entire life cycle of hydrogen, basically from well to use. And as an organization that deals day to day with safety of products, safety of assets, safety of processes, and safety of systems, we are, I would say, at the forefront of the energy transition and what's happening here at the Hydrogen Week. So it's great to be here. Really exciting event, and yeah, great conversations, great stakeholders, and fantastic to have an opportunity also to have this conversation together with you.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. I very much agree that, certification and understanding the safety standards will be critical to make sure we deploy hydrogen correctly. So with falling technology and costs making hydrogen more attractive, how can standards, independent certification and verification ensure that trust, safety, and sustainability occurs while maintaining a level playing field in the hydrogen economy?
So I think it's important to remind ourselves that we've been using hydrogen safely in the industrial environment, whether it's as a raw material for fertilizer or in chemical processes, in refineries, I would say for over a century. So some of the issues related to hydrogen, whether it's hydrogen diffusion or whether it's embrittlement in metals, they have been very well understood and they've been effectively managed through existing standards and procedures. So what is new now? Where are the concerns arising? What's new is the number of hydrogen applications. So hydrogen is basically moving away from this kind of highly controlled industrial environment to, for example, refueling stations, to hydrogen vehicles. So there are many more applications. I mean, there is an exponential growth in the applications. But also we see, of course, newcomers, new players entering the hydrogen ecosystem. And those players may not necessarily have the expertise to manage the technology and operational risks to the extent that some of the most established players do. So what we need to do, we need to leverage the existing knowledge and expertise and translate this into the new applications. And here, of course, standards, regulations play a critical role. And we see that on a national level, but also on the international level, European level, there is a lot of activity to map the regulation ecosystem and to find gaps. In Germany, for example, we are contributing to the norming roadmap which is being developed. On the European level, the European Clean Hydrogen Alliance is also leading a work group for the regulation standards, where we also make a contribution. So the important statement for me to make is that regulations and standards are absolutely critical to manage risk proactively, but also to create level playing field.
So, okay, very insightful. So you mentioned the word risk. So what specific technology processes risks do projects face? And how can one ensure that sustainability when entering new markets? And how does this risk attitude get translated into investment rationale?
So I would say that projects face different types of risks as they progress through the project life cycle. So these risks become, I would say, more operational towards the end. What is very important is when we look at risk management is that all the risks are addressed early on in the process. I mean, we have learned this in chemical industries, we have learned it in oil and gas industries, that if we allow some risks not to be addressed and they are addressed later on in the project, the costs can grow exponentially. So what we are advocating is that stakeholders in the hydrogen ecosystem, they embark on robust risk frameworks. And these frameworks, of course, should go beyond legal risks or beyond financial risks. They should also include risks related to safety, security, and sustainability. And of course, this is where we come into play. We help organizations de-risk their projects via risk management that we do, as I mentioned, throughout the entire life cycle, end to end.
Okay, so from our great conversation, I see that DEKRA plays a vital role in the hydrogen ecosystem. So tell me what's next.
So what's next? I mean, these are I would say, the early days of hydrogen still. I mean, the inflection point has not yet arrived, but we believe that hydrogen will play a central role in energy transition, and the number of projects will take off very, very soon. Of course, we as DEKRA, we continue innovating, we continue to push the boundaries. So we will continue working to consolidate our leadership in testing, inspection, certification of hydrogen assets, in certification of green hydrogen when the certification schemes are approved, in due diligence, for example, processes. And we will also be working continuously to deploy the digital technology in order to add additional value into the services that we deliver. So this is kind of the next phase of our development when it comes to hydrogen.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you so much for the interview.